$1,000 for you in about 4 or 5 minutes. 4:30, listen for that next keyword to go fund yourself. And then I'll have one for you at 5:30. We got 4 of them every afternoon on this show. Between 9:30 with Rover and 5:30 here. You got plenty of chances to win some money. Only the second week for it started while we were gone last week. So plenty of chances for you to win. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio from out of state, tell me where you do that. I like to know where our bureau chiefs are. Steve listens in Sacramento. Dennis is in Elk River, Minnesota. Brody is a new bureau chief out in Oak Harbor, Washington. Matt listens in D.C. Also, thank you to Keith Chief helping out today in our video department. I do appreciate the help.
Doing a great job.
Doing a fantastic job. Your Cleveland Guardians are on the West Coast for a stretch. Tonight, the first of 4 against the Angels. 9:38 is your first pitch here in MMS. So about 30 minutes prior, 9:08, 9 o'clock-ish, is when that pregame coverage will begin. Then they'll head over to play the A's. We're going to play Oakland for 3 games. And then they'll be back home 1 week from tomorrow to play the San Diego Padres. And then they'll play the Blue Jays. That's my C team, Toronto Blue Jays. But the Tribe, doing all right. The Tribe. What are they called? The G's?
G's.
Yeah, somebody was asking. I was talking to this guy from D.C., and we were in Mexico, and he was asking. That's, you know, if you meet people from other cities, that's the first thing they mention. If you mention Cleveland, is Guardians. And, you know, you'll get a variety of opinions from people, unprovoked. But your Guardians are second place behind the Twins right now. Still a lot of baseball to be played. Royals are having a tough time so far. They're still trying to get their sea legs. So it's anybody's season right now. A lot of ball to be played. Baker Mayfield. You know, the NFL draft starts Thursday. It's in Las Vegas. It's just 3 or 4 days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. And our little sports update I was listening to before, I don't always hear it, but they said that the Browns are probably going to have to eat a lot of Baker Mayfield's contract. I don't think that's new news.
No.
Whatever happens to him, that's part of it. I don't know off the top of my head how much they were paying him, but
it's like $18 or $19 million this coming season, I believe. Yeah. So they're going to have to probably eat most of that. If they can even find somebody that will take on his contract, like if they can even find a trade,
well, they're
probably going to end up cutting him.
The more interesting thing to me is when a team specifically denies that they're interested in a player. Like the Panthers, there was a rumor that the Carolina Panthers were looking at Baker Mayfield, and they were quick to say,
nope.
No, we're not.
Oh, we are not. But also, they don't want to show their hand either because
That's true. But again, he's not like a huge marquee name, right? I mean, he's
a big name, but he's got a lot of baggage that comes with him. He's got a lot of question marks. So they don't want to pay a premium for him. So if they go, oh, we're interested, then the Browns will be like, well, make us an offer. And they don't want to do that because I think a lot of teams are just waiting to see if he gets cut.
How it lays out.
Because then they don't have to worry about the money, and then they also don't have to, you know, they can sign him to like a 1-year deal and see how he works out.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, the Steelers have been pretty vocal about their interest in him if he gets cut. They said if he gets cut, we'll sign him the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're going to see him in black and yellow next season.
Let's see.
Behind Mitch Trubisky.
America's Mitch Trubisky.
America's Mitch Trubisky. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, worst team from last season, so they'll get the #1 pick. I was thinking it was the Lions, but they got to be 2 or 3 in there.
I think they're second.
Second, there you go. Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, under the amazing tutelage of one Urban Meyer, really saw themselves. Where did that guy land? He go somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
I think just running that bar?
I think he is pretty much done because of how, like, all the stories about him in Jacksonville were real bad. not a like he might end up in a college team again, but and he's got enough money that he's like, what do I need? Why go back? Mm-hmm. What else do you have to prove?
Mm-hmm. So there are plenty of rumors about teams that might want Baker Mayfield. The Seattle Seahawks are in there too, but who knows? Who knows? We'll find out. Will you watch the draft?
No.
Was it last year that it was here?
Yeah, last year.
You went last year.
Yeah, I went last year just to cover it, and it was a little bit more of an exciting. I mean, because it's in Cleveland, so that was cool. But I mean, the Browns don't even have a pick in the first round, and I don't even care. Like, I'm really not invested in football right now. So
it's all about baseball right now.
Baseball, and also, I'm trying to distance myself from the Browns.
Because of what's his name? Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Oh, right. So you're not even paying attention.
Yes, which makes me, to some people, not a real Clevelander.
You're not.
You can only be a real Clevelander if you are 100% behind alleged sexual assault, Bill. You know that.
No, that's what some guys say, yeah. People are saying.
They're saying, come hell or high water, there should be no... Isn't that an interesting take? That is an interesting take to me. And it also kind of goes back to, I shouldn't say goes back to, I will tie it to people who will not change their mind no matter what, right? It's just a sports example of that. That for some people, no matter what happens, your allegiance should not be in question. So for the dumbest thing possible, by the way, with all due respect, to plant your flag that heavily in a bunch of grown men playing games.
I have a question for Bill. Deshaun Watson gets hurt game 1, out for the season, tears his ACL or something. Are you watching the Browns again after that? Or are you standing behind, they signed a sex offender, I am not with the Browns?
Alleged
sex offender, I am not with the Browns because of the decision they made.
I think I'm going to stick with, because I just don't have any interest right now.
I'm saying, so if he were out game 1 and we had a different quarterback.
And I just feel like, yeah, I don't care.
Okay. That's it.
Because they did the thing that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, It just kind of, it made me reevaluate how important being a fan of a football team was. And I go, it's not that important to me.
Yeah.
When it comes to like real life stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd rather deal with the real life stuff and not pledge allegiance to a football team and act like it's like the only way that I have any value as a person.
Right. That's your defining characteristic.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. But again, it's got to be liberating for people where their faith in that organization is unshakable. Or at least, I think it's also situational, where it's not that their faith is unshakable. It's that they don't care about this particular charge on a guy. There are all kinds of other things that people go, I'll never... they just don't care about this. Right. Yeah, take a knee, right. They're pissing and screaming about that. But this... they don't care.
I was going to say, Colin Kaepernick didn't he just get drafted to a team?
Oh, no, I don't think so. No, I think that would have been huge news.
I think he had tryouts, news. But it was...
he was trying out with some teams or practicing with them or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much every Browns fan I've talked to, like in my personal life that I know, they're pulling the whole wasn't proven guilty thing.
Well, that is true.
And that's the thing that you can't really argue.
But
that's not what people are arguing. But people are arguing with, why would you invite any of that into your home?
Right. No, I say the same thing.
Because sexual assault is incredibly difficult to convict.
Right.
So he wasn't found not guilty.
Yes.
They just said, oh, we can't make a case of this because...
He was not found guilty.
But he was not found innocent.
What's the difference?
What do you mean, what's the difference?
What's the difference between being not guilty and being innocent?
Because being innocent, you can be exonerated for something that you did. Like OJ, it's pretty well...
Was he exonerated?
He was found innocent by a jury of his peers.
Deshaun Watson, was he exonerated from crime?
No, I don't think so.
So then...
So they
on a purely semantic level.
Well, I don't think he was even charged, though, because it didn't go to trial.
So that's my point.
I think it was that a number of women... were not comfortable. Yeah, they were allegations, but didn't feel comfortable. Again, to Bill's point, it's extraordinarily hard to pin all those things down.
Right. 7 in every 1,000 sexual assault cases end in a conviction. So like we've said before, you don't take that to trial if you're not sure you're going to get a conviction.
So the only way they can get some type of justice would be civilly. And when you're already dealing with someone who is a person of influence and they have resources. Usually a person of resources and has influence belongs to a bigger organization that has more power and more influence. So if they have a vested interest in this dude, they're not just going to like throw him out there. They're like, all right, well, whatever you need, you need some extra funding for lawyers, or if you need, we know a guy.
$230 million guaranteed dollars.
Yeah, whatever you need, we'll back you because we want to use you. So it is really a losing battle. No one, you could fight it if you really want to, if you really want to fight the man, but it takes time and hella resources. And by the end of it, you're probably just like, it wasn't worth it.
Your name's been dragged through the mud anyway.
Yeah, I got $2 million, and I have that in court fees and lawyer fees.
Hey, it's not $2 million, but I can give you some money here. It's $1,000. Hey, have you got some current court fees? Well, $1,000 will cut into that. It's a chance for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword GRAND at WMMS.com. That's GRAND. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Yeah, that was very much a case where they didn't feel they had sufficient evidence. But then, obviously, if you're an organization that's going to kick out that kind of money, you go, well, we can handle the court of public opinion. There's always going to be people who are going to have an issue with what we're doing with personnel matters. But as a legal matter, they can go, look, nothing, what are we going to do?
Right.
And they're right.
And I watched some of the deposition that leaked, and there's just a lot of questions, and the dude seemed like, I don't know, he just rubbed me the wrong way. So I go, hey, it's not that important to cheer for a football team for me when the guy that's the face of the franchise that they gave this giant contract has a lot of question marks about who he is as a person.
And by the way, an important point somebody makes, in a trial, no one's found innocent. You're found not guilty, right? Burden of proof's on the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So when they go, we find the defendant not guilty, we're not saying he didn't do it. We're saying you didn't present a case strong enough to convince us that this guy's guilty.
Right.
Or that this woman's guilty, right? That's all that's required.
Man,
No, I get it.
Magicians, if you don't like magicians, lawyers are really going to bug you.
Yeah.
She doesn't like legal magicians. She doesn't until you need one.
That's why I feel like being a lawyer is one of the most, it's probably like the hardest job in the world, just because if these are lawyers are smart people, so they know, they probably have a pretty good idea whether their client is guilty or innocent. Like they know. And the fact that people that take them on knowing that the person is...
Well, that's what a defense lawyer does.
I know. But
Well, and most lawyers that you talk to, if they're litigators, they mostly want to avoid going to court.
Are you watching this John Wayne Gacy tapes? Have you seen that?
The John Wayne Gacy tapes.
It's a documentary of all like old...
we watched it like
did you? I didn't know when it
last
came
year.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been out for a while.
No,
didn't know.
they did the... I thought the Gacy tapes just came out.
I think it did. It's called the Gacy tapes. I think
we
it's
watched
on Netflix.
We watched something with Gacy.
They had the Ted Bundy ones, and then this is like the Gacy version of that.
Well, because he's a Chicago guy, so I know what you were saying, how you remembered.
Yeah,
like,
true
this while you
Chicagoan. Watch the Gacy tapes.
No. What I'm
No.
saying
We
is-
did watch this
Did
a
this
while
come
ago.
out I don't know.
Yeah,
The only reason why I bring it up is because my boyfriend has watched it over the weekend. So I was sitting there doing like a Sudoku puzzle while this is on in the background, and exactly what Cody's talking about. His like lawyer was saying how difficult it was. He's like, my family was getting death threats. I
That's what
was
I'm
getting
saying.
death threats.
You have to stand in it. Like, this is my job, but it doesn't matter. You have a child. You want this serial killer, murder, child molester, rapist, whatever, back out on the streets?
Not that they want him out on the streets, but it's their job. It's
you can-
their
you can-
job to poke holes as a defense attorney. You know what I mean?
You can take a case or not take a case. There's levels. You can be a respectful defense attorney.
You could be a respectful defense attorney, or you could find someone like this not guilty and make tens of millions of dollars.
What we watched, there was a thing on Peacock called John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise.
That's not it.
But it's a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
I watched it because I was, I think my daughter's age when Gacy happened. So I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So obviously you know, over the course of those decades, anything you knew about Gacy, you'd kind of already previously heard. But there were a couple of things in between. I was like, I didn't know that. I mean, so it was interesting.
What did he do? I don't see.
He killed a bunch of little boys
and put them in the crawl space under his house.
29 bodies of little boys
out in
his
the
house.
suburbs, like this quiet.
Also, I was just saying.
He was
like that. Really did, yeah.
He was like, "Ooh, I found my new
crush,
my new show to watch and relax and have some laughs."
Oh, yeah. He was watching it over the weekend, and that's exactly what John Wayne Gacy's lawyer was talking about.
He was like a pillar of the community, and he was like a good dude,
fundraiser
like a
for something.
Yeah, he was a clown,
like a legitimate entertainer, like a children's party clown.
I'm gonna get high and watch this
like Irving Kristofsky. You're gonna what?
I'm gonna get high and watch this when I go home.
Do you say Irving?
Huh?
Do you say
what's his name? Hyman Kristofsky? I thought that was his dad.
Herschel.
Who's his dad? I thought Irving was his dad.
His dad might be. I don't know his dad's name, but he was Herschel, I believe.
Herschel Kristofsky. Yeah. All right. Poundcake's gonna get home. Hey, somebody
smoke weed every day.
Fire up John Wayne Gacy tapes.
Hit my pen. I was already watching the Abercrombie and Fitch documentary, or the movie.
Smoke weed every day.
We were about to watch that, and then he was like, "Oh, look at this."
Boy, you talk about giving yourself whiplash. You go from the Abercrombie documentary to John Wayne Gacy.
Well,
they're both murderous for me.
I did the same thing.
I was at a Hollister.
No, but I told him, I was like, you can't get on my ass for being interested in World War II and the Holocaust. And then
Mary loves Hitler.
Yeah, you can't say I love Hitler when you're over here falling asleep to child rape man over here.
Child rape man.
They're not going to put that one on Disney Plus.
No, they are not.
That Marvel character is going to just have to go unmade.
Child rape man. Okay, I got a break here. If you want to text for something, 35192. To do that, you can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.